Dalton Varsho's home run in the fourth inning has tied this game 2-2. Blake Snell to Bo Bichette. The changeup taken downstairs. The Blue Jays have gotten 5 hits on that pitch tonight. That's the most that Snell has given up on the changeup in his career. Bichette in his first game since September 6th. Tries to lay off the change and does. Ball 2.
Bichette's looking for that middle in that he hasn't seen. Everything's been in off the plate or away. That's why he's hit 2 balls to the right side of the infield. If he gets one middle in, he's looking to launch and pull.
2-0. 3-0.
Great patience for a guy who hasn't seen live action in a long time. Simulation games only can do so much. Tracking baseballs can only do so much. In-game live action. Trusting your mechanics.
They have a green light to try and break this tie. Pitcher's pitch, 3-1. Mark Pryor on the bullpen phone. Emmett Sheehan has grabbed the ball. 88 pitches for Snell. 103 his last game. Full count. Bichette, Kirk, and Varsho for the Blue Jays here in the 6th inning. They'll do the same thing they did in Game 7 of the championship series. Come back and win it. A leadoff walk for Bichette.
Well, when you want to see Snell, these are the hits that he's given up. And a lot of them on those changeup that you're talking about. There's the fastball, the one that's red right down the middle, but the other one's in the zone. And they did a great job. Some of them soft hit, some of them hard hit. But they have pushed Blake Snell to the limit. And probably his last inning at 90 pitches. And Bichette's going to get the old pinch run to job well done.
That'll improve a couple things here with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa coming in. Obviously the base running, but also the defense into the late innings. Alejandro Kirk. Go ahead run aboard for the Jays. Kirk bounces one through. Base hit right field. Kiner-Falefa stops at second. Kirk has been on all 3 times in this game. Go ahead run into scoring position.
We're going to get a mound visit. Another great piece of hitting from Kirk, but I wonder in this situation, even though he hit a home run, Varsho, I wonder if we see a bunt here. After a 2-run homer, could there be a situation where a guy bunts?
Well, Toronto is aggressive as any team when it comes to sacrificing. He does not have one this year. He has 5 in his career. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. His 2-run home run in the 4th inning, his 3rd of the playoffs.
There you have it, right down the middle. Perfect swing. Exit velocity almost 110. And that ball just peppered off the back wall.
Dalton Varsho, Gold Glove center fielder. But here in his 3rd season with the Blue Jays, he's added the offense to that as well. 20 home runs in less than half a season.
Now, if he's not bunting, which he probably won't, I wonder if you can go up there and sit on a breaking ball, because I don't know if you're going to get a first pitch fastball after what just happened.
Sheehan's ready. And Varsho, even though it's a tough lefty-lefty matchup, now 5 out of 10 against lefties in the playoffs. IKF at second, Kirk at first. Muncy in at third. There was a curve, but it wasn't close. Blue Jays instant pressure all postseason. 366 leading off. Oh, tied him up with a fastball, but it missed.
You know he's behind in the count. This has got to be a 2-0 slider.
It's a curve, and it's dumped back.
Get him back in the count right there. 2-1 breaking ball. Yep. Varsho was ready for it.
Ernie Clement waits on deck. Sheehan's ready. 2 on, nobody out. A 2-1 from Blake Snell. Varsho swings and misses. 2-2. There was the slider.
That was a tight slider right there in the zone the whole time, but never really. Look at that tight spin. Just breaks away from the barrel of the bat and try to guess as a hitter where you think that pitch is going to be.
Yeah, everybody's standing. 2-2 on the way. Varsho fights it off. Fathers and sons, we know about Vlad and Bo Bichette. Dalton's dad, Gary, was in the big leagues. Named him after his old teammate and Darren Dalton. Another 2-2. In the dirt, and it's 4. Well,
this is more than likely going to be the last pitch for Blake Snell unless he gets a double play ball here. So if you're Blake Snell, you're like, what pitch can I make perfectly here on a 3-2 count? He almost made it.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Great job by Varsho to stay alive. Jays doing what the Jays do. Just so hard to put away. Blake Snell was getting misses on about half his swings in the postseason coming in. That's down to 20% tonight. Go ahead run at second, 6th inning. Another 3-2. Curve is drilled down the line. Foul. .100 pitch. Could be his last. Varsho paid the price. Or would have put him on anyways as ball 4. And the Jays have loaded the bases against Blake Snell with nobody out. That's the last pitch that Snell will throw. And a guy who is historically dominant the first 3 starts of this postseason meets a different kind of match tonight. The Dodger bullpen forced into this game earlier than they're used to this October. Game on the line here in the 6th. Emmett Sheehan for Ernie Clement. Tie game, bases loaded, nobody out. Chopper foul. Had to get that out of the way. You knew Ernie was going to be swinging.
Absolutely. And Emmett Sheehan, he throws 100. I mean, the ball comes out of his hand and explodes. And started him off with a first pitch slider. These are the situations I say a ground ball to short is a double play, but it's a run. Making contact is what Toronto does well.
Middle infield back, corners even with the backs. Clement starts his run through. Blue Jays take the lead. Station to station, 3-2. Ernie Clement delivers again.
There's just something different about this team when runners get on. Hyper focus, yeah. Committed to their plan, yeah. But making contact and taking advantage of pitches that don't break out of the zone doesn't mean they're going to go on and win the series. But everybody who thought that this was going to be a fairly easy series for the Los Angeles Dodgers, you're getting an example of why it won't be.
And the biggest key, go back to what we talked about at the beginning, will be for the Blue Jays to get into this pen. With a 29-pitch first inning where they did not score, they got the ball rolling. I'm getting that pitch count up. Snell leaves the game with nobody out in the 5th inning. And our pinch hitter is going to go up there for Miles Straw. This is Nathan Lucas.
You wonder how decisions are made and how decisions based on situations change. And the Dodgers were a moment away from kind of blowing this game open. They could have at any point, but because they only scored 2, it allowed John Snyder to use his pen and this lineup to stay in the game. And now they're a hit away from getting some serious breathing room.
And the Jays like what they have coming off of the bench with a righty in the game now. Lucas, normally their 2-hitter. Swings and misses at a good slider. .333 in the postseason. One of the breakout stars this year, out of the middle of nowhere, Lucas. On an 0-1. Fouls it into the glove. Fastball at life.
Yeah. Now same approach here. Again, a ground ball minus to the third baseman will score another run. Kirk's going to have to get a bigger lead than he's getting at third base, though.
Here's an 0-2.
That lead at third, if they hit a ball hard to an infielder, they're going to throw him home, throw it out at home, rather than trying to turn a double play. He's with Muncy that far off the bag. He has to at least get the distance between third and Muncy's distance.
You're saying even the middle infielders could come home?
Absolutely, if he hits it hard enough, because of the lack of speed out of Kirk.
Out of the 2-strike pitch, Lucas leaves it up.
And at this point, runs are a premium, even though the Dodgers know that 2 runs or less, they're well within the game, and their strike offense with power can get them right back in it.
Kirk at third, Varsho at second, Clement at first. Sheehan's 1-2 pitch. Almost hitting. Lucas ducked that knee down there. Lucas pinch hitting for Straw. The 2-2. It's bat to ball lineup. He has the highest contact rate of any of them. Nathan Lucas spent a decade in the minor leagues. Said he was this close to hanging it up. 31 years old, getting his first real shot this year. Bases loaded, nobody out. Another 2-2 pitch. Full count and nowhere to put him.
Well, based on the way that he's attacked the first 2 hitters, look for this 3-2 pitch to be a slider, I would think. Fastball command not great, hasn't thrown as many fastballs. Looks like he trusts his slider.
Fastball popped up. Muncy over. Game 2, same time, same place. Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays, Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers.
There have been 28 foul balls by the Toronto Blue Jays. If you don't think those add up, they do. You see a lot more pitches.
Now another 3-2. He's walked in. And it's 4-2 Toronto. Kirk can walk home.
And he's glad he's walking home. Wasn't that 0-2? Yeah. 0-2, bases loaded, and a walk. I'd say that's one of the highest quality at bats Lucas will ever have under these circumstances.
Infield is in here. Jimenez is up. Rakes it foul. So the Blue Jays have scored 4 unanswered, tying the game on Varsho's home run in the 4th, taking the lead here in the 6th. 2 hits, 2 walks, and a hit batter. Top of the order after Jimenez. He's down 0-2.
So you're saying they got him right where he wants him.
When they were down 2-0, they had him right where they wanted him, right? The way this has gone for these Blue Jays, these 2 teams tied for the most comeback wins in baseball this year. And Sheehan's 0-2. Sheehan did not pitch during the championship series. Dave Roberts only had to use 4 relievers. This pen has been covered up by the long starts. Base hit to right field from Jimenez. Again, 90 feet apiece. 5-2 Blue Jays. Bottom of the order, telling the story once again.
They're tough at home. The splitter there just hung in the zone. They're tough with runners on. And if you talk to their manager, they're tough, period.
Six straight base runners to start this inning for the Blue Jays. 4 of those 6 had 2 strikes on them.
0-2, he had him where he wanted him. This kill pitch has been hard for these Dodger pitchers to put the hitters away.
And now with the bases loaded, they've got Mr. Postseason coming up here. George Springer, Manny Ramirez, Jose Altuve, and then with 23 home runs, George Springer, 3rd on the all-time list.
Well, he is loving these situations. He's super aggressive. First pitch, he hasn't had really one to kind of crank on, and I'm sure that mound visit was a reminder of, hey, look, make a quality pitch, you can get a ground ball, but if you don't, he's going to be ready to swing on the first pitch.
3 of his 4 home runs in this postseason have come on the first pitch. Bouncing ball left side. Betts had a hard time getting it out of his glove, but he does in time to come home for the first out of the inning mercifully in the 7th batter faced.
And he did. He made a good pitch and got the ground ball. I mean, that's what's possible against this team, but you've got to execute. And that little bobble might have cost a possible double play.
So Betts with a nice play. Another pinch hitter's coming up here. John Schneider sends up Addison Barger. Yeah, and on a team full of guys feeling good, he's right up near the top of the list. 353 with 2 home runs his last 5 games.
If you want to see a hard swing, and we may have to wait to see it, this guy can swing hard.
They then get cheated. They call him Bam Bam. Bam Bam's going to face Jack Drive. 5-2. The Blue Jays have broken the tie with 3 runs here in the 6th. Anthony Banda in for the Dodgers to face the pinch hitter Barger. Lays off, ball 1.
Here's what Barger wants to do, knowing who's on deck. Fly ball, and even a strikeout's not the worst thing in the world. You just don't want to hit a ground ball double play. And he knows that. He's going to try to lift the ball and keep it off the ground so he can at least guarantee Guerrero up.
Fouls off that high fastball. Down to Tom Verducci.
Dodgers, as you know, Joe, the top swing and miss team in the National League this year. This inning alone, 15 pitches thrown with 2 strikes, no swings and misses, all runners reached base.
Barger ahead 2-1. The bullpen depth lacking for the Dodgers. And they go to Sheehan, who hadn't pitched since the division series. Gave up a run in all 3 games that he pitched in the division series. Comes in here, struggles. Barger sends a towering drive, right center field. Kiss it goodbye. Barger has connected on a grand slam to break open game 1 and start this place shaking.
Well, he hit a fly ball, and he guaranteed his teammate was going to come up, but I didn't see a situation where his teammate might come up with nobody on. And that grand slam, wow. I mean, this is a high breaking ball, and we talked about him. You want to see a hard swing? That was a hard swing.
Guy that he pinch hit for. All right. And if you're unfamiliar with the Blue Jays, just learning about them today, just watch this 6th inning. Watch the bottom of the order set the table. Watch guys come off of the bench and deliver. Watch pesky 2-strike hitting. And then watch power hitting. It's all rolled in together. It is the Blue Jays who have put 9 runs on a Dodgers staff that gave up 4 in the entire championship series. They've batted around. Into shallow center field. Here comes Pages. That's down.
And we saw a little bit of this against the Yankees, their ability to explode and get the crooked number. One swing got a crooked number in a 4 spot. This obviously is not going to change who the Dodgers are, but it does change the narrative of how dominant the Dodgers have been. It's only game 1, and there's 3 more innings for them to bat, but this is what you wanted if you're Toronto and you're a Toronto fan, to at least show we're pretty good and we can score. Can we defend the great offense that the Dodgers have?
9 runs on 12 hits for the Blue Jays. Kiner-Falefa sends a fly to left field. Kike Hernandez. Kiner-Falefa, who came in as a pinch runner earlier in this inning, gets an at-bat in the same inning. And now it's Kirk, who had a single, it seems like forever ago. Perfect night going for the Blue Jay catcher. 2 singles and a walk, 2 runs scored. The Blue Jays have as many hits as they have swings and misses.
Yeah, it's incredible. This guy fits the mold so well, though. You know, underrated, maybe undersized. And there's your first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. Wow.
Here's a high drive off of the bat of Kirk, sailing back there to center. Does it have a nephew back? Double digits for the Jays in game 1. What a statement from Toronto.
Like I said, he's the perfect guy to talk about what the Toronto Blue Jays kind of do. You walk off the bus, you go, ah. He's like,
he said, I'm going to need a tailor for this. A 9 spot.
I don't remember too many 9 spots in a World Series, I can tell you that.
Fly to shallow left field. I mean, this is mind-blowing right here. A Dodger pitching staff that gave up 4 runs in 4 games gives up 9 runs in 1 inning. Addison Barger has his place in history with a pinch hit grand slam in the Fall Classic. They've been waiting 32 years for this. Oh my gosh, they're saying tears are flowing in game 1 in Toronto. We're back after a local word from your local Fox station.